This is a story about young people at college doing things in a room in a house. This is one of mine. This is going to be, we're going to see what Nunzio comes up with off the top of his head for this one. Anywho, this is called Naïve Melody, which is a reference to a Talking Heads song. She lived in the math house, 2 stories and a basement. White kitchen, the linoleum floor that always seemed to be dirty, dingy gray carpets in the living room, medium-sized building with several bedrooms, a dingy, yellowing, off-white exterior, built to look like any typical suburban middle-class home. Our college had bought it sometime before as specialized student housing. I will give you 3 guesses as to what your major had to be in order to live there. First 2 don't count. I was something of a regular guest there during my last semester. Visited once or twice a week, every week, from late January through early May. It was just across the street from what I think was the far southern end of the campus, near the science building and the English building and the art building. The time it took to walk there from my dormitory was minimal, maybe 7 minutes at best, probably less. Enough time to smoke at least 1 cigarette, and long enough to hope that no one would spot me on my way there and wonder what I was doing. She slept in the bedroom on the far right side of the 2nd floor, and that is where we would drink and talk, listen to music, burn incense, where I would sit in my boxers and smoke cigarettes next to her open window. She stared at me from the bed, where I sang to her and showed her about Tom Waits, where I would read to her from my Bukowski novels, where she taught me how to make a perfect gin and tonic, where she introduced me to Gordon's London Dry, which I have come to prefer over Seagram's Beefeater and Tanqueray, where we could slam the door face of cares and consequence as our lives went haywire elsewhere. From the sound of things, this house was actually kind of a hovel. She told me that it flooded very easily in the basement. There was something called camel crickets that were routinely infesting the house. I remember that the fridge and freezer never seemed to get quite cold enough, and always smelled slightly stale. I can't remember what the couch looked like, because we only sat on it the once, just before I left school, watching Saturday Night Live, discussing how odd it was that Green Day were suddenly such a big thing again, 10 years after they'd broken for the first time. A hard rain fell outside as I sat there stiff, upright, and stoic. She put her head on my shoulder, her eyes and body language letting me know that she did not want me to leave. And I felt like a heel in a cab, because I was going to. There we go, that's three for the night. As always, this is dedicated to Liza Minnelli because she is beautiful, fabulous, and good night.